Speaking of hightail to Minecraft, right? Like where they're competing, even though they're different games, but they're competing with the player base. I want to talk about Overwatch. Overwatch just announced yesterday that they're dropping the two, right? In the colossal overhaul, right? The Reign of Talon begins with 5 new characters dropping next week. Okay, 5 new characters. Now, I don't know. I hate talking like this because I have to say it, and it sounds like I'm being conceited, but I told you so. I said things that think this would happen. I said when Marvel Rivals came out, I said Marvel Rivals to succeed needs to have as many heroes as possible, right? And they said they're only putting, I think it was like at the time it was like 6 heroes for the entire year. I said double that. They have to put one a month. People said no, it's not possible. I said if they want this game to succeed, they have to put one a month, and they did. They changed it halfway through the year. 4 months in, they said, by July, we're going to have 6 characters out, and then we're going to do one every month. So they had 12 characters come out last year. Overwatch has been out for 10 years. 10 years, and they put their original cast out, and every year they did about 3 heroes, right? So they had their original cast, and then every year about 3, maybe a little bit more than 3. But the average is 3 heroes a year. All of a sudden, Blizzard was just like, oh, God, we're making a lot of money.
Yep.
We got nobody. We don't have to do anything, right? Feet up on the desk.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, not original, Marvel's like, what about if we make it Overwatch? And they're like, okay. But the difference is, let's make it third person. Why make it third person? So you can see the skins that you're going to buy.
That's
right. So you have this base. You have this base of people that love Marvel, regardless of what Hollywood, the MCU is dying, and all this other people, right? People love Marvel. They want to play the Marvel characters. So they made Overwatch, and they put a shit ton of characters in, and a whole crap ton of skins that are selling like hotcakes. Okay, so now Overwatch is like, oh shit, right? Overwatch 2 was supposed to come out 2 years ago or whatever, 3 years ago. It's supposed to have single player. It's supposed to have story mode. It was supposed to have all these things.
All the talk. Now somebody's eating Now someone's eating Blizzard's lunch.
Right.
Now all of a sudden they wake up out of a coma.
Now I think this is awesome, right? Competition. I literally made a song called Blizzard Has a Rival, which is Marvel Rivals, right? And they have to get their shit together, which now it seems like they're getting their shit together because now they have to wake up. Now they have to rub the crust out of their eyes. Like, wait, it's like they woke out of a deep trance. Like, what's happening? Oh, we got to compete now, and they have to compete. So
yeah, but the fact that it's blatantly obvious, blatantly obvious that you had to wake up and start doing a job now. Where beforehand you didn't give a shit. You sat on that game for 5 years. You didn't give a shit.
Right. And now they're putting 5 brand new heroes in next week, and they're putting another 5 heroes in for the rest of the year. So they're putting 10 heroes out for the rest of the year. And you wonder to yourself, like, why couldn't they do this before? Because they didn't have to.
Right. Because they didn't have.
Right. They didn't have to.
That's correct. That is correct.
Minimal viable product works until you have competition. And this is why I think Hightail is great for Minecraft. Because Minecraft, even though it's one of the biggest games in the world and people love it, I love Minecraft. But now that Hightail's out, Minecraft's got to wake up. They got to be like, well, we can't just sit here and add a little baby piglet or one mob every time. Because Hightail is now adding this thing and then that thing. And everyone's like, well, how come this game is brand new and it has this in Minecraft? You still have version 1. So that's what's happening right here as well, right? Overwatch and Rivals are competing. Competition's fantastic. We as gamers, what's the word? We thrive from this because we're getting more stuff that's actually better for us to play. It's amazing to me that it took a year. Just 1 year, Marvel Rivals being out, and Overwatch is like, oh shit, we have to.
Yeah, but it's so blatant. How do you sit back and you think you're the jewel in the crown, and then you finally realize that everybody's not like you, and they're looking to improve on what's out, and then finally someone does, and then like you said, you came out of a coma, right? You guys didn't give 2 shit about Overwatch. You guys haven't come out with an IP
right
in a decade, and so now we're gonna wake up, right? So I guess the moral of the story is every game that's come out and is basically sitting on their ass and sitting on their hand. For someone to come out with a version of a game like that to get the rest of these guys to wake up.
That's why Nintendo sues, because they don't want to work. They just want to keep making it.
Right. When Nintendo doesn't have, Nintendo just sues everybody into oblivion. That's just the way Nintendo works. I don't like roadmaps, by the way. I don't care what the roadmap says. Yeah. But let's back up.
I brought this up. Let's talk about the roadmap just to show you that they have the more characters.
But let's back up. Like, let's not say that they tried hard, because coming up with Jetpack Cat is not really you trying hard. That's like saying I made a cat with a jetpack and you typed it into ChatGPT and asked, what should I name him?
Yeah. Jetpack Cat has to be right. Well, first of all, their characters very, very sus for their characters. Okay. Because I don't know their names. So pardon me. I don't give a shit either. Okay, Jetpack Cat. I can remember the name because, well, obviously by just
Absurd.
looking at the picture,
Absurd.
it's a cat and it's a jetpack. That's Jeff the Land Shark. Okay, they saw what Jeff the Land Shark was doing in Marvel Rivals, and they said, "What can we do? What about if we put a cat with a jetpack, like Cat in the fucking Hat?" Okay, so you have Jetpack Cat as Jeff the Land Shark. Then you have this girl right here in the orange. I don't know her name. Okay,
Doesn't matter.
and she reminds me of. She doesn't look like her, but she reminds me of Jean Grey. Okay, of the Phoenix. Okay. And then you have this guy right here in the middle. Now, he doesn't have the same move sets, but his whole backstory is like Winter Soldier. Now, I get it. You want to copy over and make your stuff like over there, right? Obviously, Marvel Rivals copied Overwatch. Okay, they said, how do we take our existing characters and give them the same things? They already have powers, but how do we make them like these characters over in Overwatch? Give us a starting point. And now Overwatch is just going back over to them going, wait a minute, they have Jeff the Land Shark. We have Jetpack Cat. They have Phoenix. We have, and they're just going back. And now they're stealing from each other. They're just constantly just stealing from it, which is great. I don't give a shit. I just think
it's great because Nintendo's not involved, right? It's fun for everybody until Nintendo gets involved. Don't get Nintendo involved. We're good.
Yeah, worst thing. Watch, they're going to use Jetpack Cat and all the promotional material and stuff going forward. But yeah. Anyway, so there you go. If you like Overwatch, or maybe you stop playing Overwatch.
It's Overwatch 2. I don't care that they dropped the 2.
Well, I actually said this years ago. I said it's stupid that they put a 2. I said they should have just kept it as Over. Just like I said with Destiny. They should have never said Destiny 2. They should have just said Destiny, and they should just put the title, the next thing that they came out with. Not Destiny 2 title, and it should have just been Destiny. 10-year Destiny.
That's because you needed a sequel to sell copy. And if people were just told Destiny in the marketing, they were like, well, it's just Destiny. Why would I buy it?
It was the next expansion for Destiny.
Yeah, I understand that. But back then, you needed to have the 2 in order to move the market, to have people go, oh, it's a new game. Here's my money. That's how it worked. Now, with all the roadmaps and everything, live service things, you just give a name and that's it. Then you put a title in afterwards. That's it.
No, I didn't forget they had a hamster. I remember the hamster, but that doesn't take a fact away that Jetpack Cat is put in the game because of Jeff the Land Shark. It has nothing to do with the small rodent in a thing. It has everything to do with, it's basically Jeff the Land Shark. He even picks up people and throws them off the edge. I don't know. Just put it out there.
It's not a new move. It's not a new move. Like, they legit took the move and just put it on their character. Like, if that's innovation, I don't think Blizzard has anywhere to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is your innovation, Blizzard? What have you guys done? So you collected your money.
Collected money.
Right. You collected your money. You fired the vet. You kept the newbies. The newbies don't know how to do anything. They're not creative. And then when you have competition, you run around trying to kick them all in the ass, tell them they have to do something now. But meanwhile, they're still working from home. They're tired. They don't know if they can come out with something. So 3 guys came around and decided about Jetpack Cat, and we're going to steal some moves from. It's absurd. Do you understand how absurd it is to wait 5 years for someone else to come out with a better game, and then you have to fucking step up and defend yours because you haven't done shit?
Right. Well, it proves they've done nothing. It proves they've done the bare minimum, and now they finally woke up, and now they're competing.
Well, I wouldn't call it competing yet.
Well, I mean,
we'll see.
They were still the most popular hero shooter out there, right?
At the time that they were the only hero shooter.
Well, right. Well, Battleborn was. I don't know why Battleborn was.
Remember all the promises. We're gonna have individual stories for all our characters.
Yeah, well, they were supposed to
a PvE story-driven thing for Overwatch. Delusions of grandeur. No one did anything, and then they went into a closet and went into a coma.
Well, they originally was supposed to make the MMO with the character. Then when they made it into Overwatch, they were going to have story content in the original Overwatch.
Too difficult.
And then they just did the
too difficult
PvP MVP, stuff. And then they said they were going to do it in Overwatch 2, and then they took that away from it. So that they're keeping that in their pocket. You know why they're keeping that in their pocket? Because Marvel is going to start putting single player content in their game. They're going to put PvE more content in their game. And once Marvel Rivals puts the single player story-driven content into their game, because it will happen, chat, mark my words, that's when Overwatch will be like, we too are adding a story mode into our game. 1000% is what's going to happen. They don't want to do it first. They want to see if their competition does. Well, they already have PvE type of stuff coming in with the vampire stuff. They said they have another one coming down the pipeline, and I guarantee you they're going to start making story content because that's what the community wants, because they love Marvel. They want Marvel characters. Okay, they already have the comic book type of thing inside the game. As soon as they do that, next year they'll be like, Overwatch is like, we're putting single player in, and we're like, yay, congratulations.
Like how excited can you be that your entire studios don't do anything until someone comes around and tells them we're going to beat you with something? Same thing with Diablo. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Up there again. Welcome to the world that never ends. Run, escape, open doors and no one.
Bowser world.